They keep asking themselves why they didn't make different choices, why they couldn't have done better. The anger they feel is not just at their past actions, but at their inability to change the outcome. Yet even in their self-loathing, there's a glimmer of hope, because deep down they know that God has the power to turn their pain into purpose. It's as if they are carrying a weight that no one can see, a burden that only they understand. The anger at themselves is suffocating, and no matter how hard they try, they can't seem to let go of the past. But even in the darkest of times, God's light shines through, reminding them that there is a way out, a path of healing that leads to forgiveness and peace. They feel like they're stuck in an endless cycle of anger and regret, unable to break free from the grip of their own self-blame. The guilt weighs heavily on them, and they're not sure if they'll ever be able to forgive themselves for the things they've done. But even in these moments of despair, God's love is a constant presence, calling them to let go of their anger and trust in the power of grace. They're angry at themselves for not being the person they thought they could be, for not living up to the expectations they set for themselves. Every mistake feels like a reminder of their inadequacy, and the self-blame is overwhelming. But even in their darkest hour, God's message is clear. You are loved, you are forgiven, and you are not defined by your mistakes. The pain they carry inside is not just from what they've done, but from the way they view themselves. They feel like they are unworthy of happiness, that they don't deserve peace. But even as they struggle with self-anger, God's love is there, reminding them that they are worthy of forgiveness and healing. Every mistake feels like a scar on their soul, a permanent mark that they can never erase. The anger they feel is not just about their actions, but about the person they've become. They can't seem to let go of the past, and it's eating away at them. But in those moments of self-doubt, God's message is clear. Your past does not define you. Your future is full of hope. They've spent so much time punishing themselves for their mistakes that they've forgotten to forgive themselves. The anger they feel is all-consuming, and no matter how hard they try, they can't seem to break free from it. But even in their darkest moments, God's love offers them a way out, a way to heal and move forward with grace. They are caught in a whirlwind of regret, self-blame, and anger. It's as if every part of them is fighting against the person they used to be. But no matter how hard they try, they can't undo the past. Yet, even in the midst of their inner turmoil, God's love is there, offering them a chance to heal and embrace a new beginning. The person they are today is not the person they wanted to be, and the anger they feel towards themselves is a reflection of that. Every decision, every mistake, feels like a betrayal of the person they know they could have been. But even as they struggle with this anger, God's love is unwavering, offering them the chance to let go of their past and embrace the person they are becoming. They wonder if they'll ever be able to forgive themselves for what they've done. The anger they feel is not just at the mistakes they've made, but at the person they've become as a result. Yet deep down, they know that God's love is greater than their regrets, and in time, they will find peace. The guilt and anger they feel towards themselves is like a constant companion, always there reminding them of their mistakes. It's hard to see a way forward when they feel so trapped in their own self-blame. But even in their darkest moments, God's love is a beacon of hope, reminding them that they are not alone and that healing is possible. They feel so disconnected from the person they used to be, and the anger they have towards themselves is overwhelming. It's like they're constantly punishing themselves for their mistakes, unable to forgive or move on. But even in their self-imposed prison, God's love is there, calling them to let go of their anger and embrace the healing power of grace. Every mistake feels like a weight around their neck, dragging them down and making it impossible to breathe. The anger they feel is not just about what they've done, but about the person they've become. But even in the midst of this struggle, God's love is a constant presence, reminding them that there is always hope for redemption. They can't help but wonder if they'll ever be able to forgive themselves for the pain they've caused. The anger they feel is a reflection of their deep regret, and it seems like no matter how hard they try, they can't escape the grip of their own self-blame. But even in their darkest hour, God's message is clear. You are loved, you are forgiven, and your past does not define you. They wake up each morning with the weight of their mistakes heavy on their heart, and yet they can't escape the pull of their own regrets. The anger they feel towards themselves is not just a momentary frustration, but a deep inner turmoil that shakes their very soul. In the silence of their thoughts, they wonder if they'll ever be able just to forgive themselves for the pain they've caused. And in those moments, the only thing they can hold on to is the hope that divine guidance will lead them back to the light. They keep trying to move forward, but the past keeps pulling them back. The guilt and self-blame eat away at them. And even though they want to believe in the possibility of redemption, they can't shake the feeling that they are unworthy of love or forgiveness. It's like a battle within, where every step they take is weighed down by an unspoken anger at themselves for their perceived failures. But even in these darkest moments, God whispers the truth of their worth, reminding them that healing is possible. In the quiet of the night, they are left alone with their thoughts, feeling like a prisoner to their own emotions. The anger they hold toward themselves is not about what others have done, but about the choices they have made. And as much as they wish they could change the past, they know they can't. But in the midst of this frustration, there's a flicker of hope, a belief that somehow, through the grace of a higher power, they can find the strength to heal and move forward. They thought they were stronger than this, that they could handle the mistakes they made, but now they feel weak and lost. Their frustration isn't just about what happened, but the fact that they can't forgive themselves for what they did. It's as if every part of them is screaming for mercy, for understanding, but all they hear is their own inner criticism. Yet even in the depths of their self-doubt, they can feel God's love reaching out, ready to show them the way to forgiveness. When they look in the mirror, all they see is a person they barely recognize anymore, a person who made choices they regret deeply. They're angry at themselves for not being wiser, for not seeing the consequences of their actions. And while they try to keep moving forward, the frustration builds up, threatening to consume them. But deep down, they know that no matter how mad they get at themselves, there is a divine purpose in their pain, a lesson they must learn before they can truly heal. Every time they think they've made peace with their past, a memory resurfaces, bringing with it a rush of anger at themselves. How could they have let it all fall apart? Why didn't they see the warning signs? Their self-blame is relentless, and they're not sure if they'll ever be able to forgive themselves. But even in their darkest moments, there's a whisper within them, a gentle reminder that God's grace is greater than any mistake they could ever make. They feel so trapped in their own mind, haunted by the choices they've made. The anger they feel towards themselves is overwhelming. And no matter how hard they try, they can't seem to find a way out. Yet in those moments when they are at their lowest, they are reminded that divine love can heal even the deepest wounds. If only they could learn to accept that love and let go of the self-anger that keeps them stuck. The frustration that comes from within isn't just a result of the mistakes they have made. It's the pain of realizing that they didn't live up to their own expectations. Every time they fall short, the anger inside them grows, and it feels like there's no way to make things right. But in those moments of self-doubt, God's message is clear. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by your ability to rise again. They feel like they're walking through life with a heavy heart, burdened by the choices they regret. The anger they feel is directed inward, at themselves for not being able to fix everything. But somewhere deep inside, there's a small voice telling them that it's okay to fall, that healing is a process, and that God has not abandoned them even in their darkest hour. The anger they feel isn't just about their past actions. It's about their inability to forgive themselves. They have spent so much time hating the person they've become that they've forgotten to see the potential for change. But as they wrestle with their inner conflict, God's love remains constant, offering them a chance to let go of their anger and embrace the healing that only grace can bring. The way they feel about themselves is like a storm raging inside, a constant battle between guilt, regret, and anger. No matter how much they try to move on, the past keeps pulling them back, and the self-blame is overwhelming. But in the midst of this storm, God's message is simple. You are worthy of forgiveness. You are worthy of peace.